En HBO Olé, las mejores películas, siga con Heaven Can Wait, la gran oportunidad de un Casanova.
Esta noche, por HBO Olé, las mejores películas. Brothers in Arms, Red Jar Shit, del maestro Stephen King, Purple Rain con Prince, Me, Myself and I. HBO Olé, simplemente lo mejor.
Una terrible enfermedad amenaza la vida de un grupo de vacacionistas.
I went out with them, I went to bed with them, and he gave me herpes.
You gave me herpes.
Sorry. I'm disgusting.
Y aparentemente no hay solución para evitar el mal.
Your best medicine is your own body.
No.
And instead, our baby is dead.
Intimate Agony, en marzo, por HBO Olé.
Un hecho irrepetible. Un encuentro de dos mundos diferentes.
An historic moment, Mrs. Gustafson. We're about to meet the last truly primitive man on our continent. And, over a bunch of cookies.
El presente y el pasado. The last of his tribe. Una producción original de HBO con John Voight, Ann Archer y Graham Greene. En marzo por HBO Olé.
Deadlocked without warning. Prisoners of honor will cross. Getting there. Women and men too. Cast a deadly spell.
From Hollywood and locations around the world, this is World Entertainment News.
I can't let you kill any of those men. That was a great shot.
Not so great. I aimed for his head.
In the film Geronimo, an American legend, Jason Patrick stars as U.S. Cavalry Lieutenant Charles Gatewood, who is ordered to capture the infamous renegade Apache warrior, Geronimo. The film takes place in the final months of 1886 during the cavalry's campaign to relocate the Native Americans onto reservations. Patrick believes the film serves history well.
It's a very complex time in history. Certainly, you know, the Indians were dealt a terrible hand, and as they all were in the sort of genocide that happened in this country. But I don't think that anyone really truly wants to go kill or disinherit someone. And in this case, you saw the difficulties of that. This was an expansion that was coming westward. The whites just happened to be the most powerful tribe. They had the ammunition, they had everything else, and they were coming.
With all this land, why is there no room for the Apache?
Native American actor Wes Studi plays Geronimo, a warrior who never understood the life that was being forced upon him by men like General George Crook, played by Gene Hackman. Studi feels people will believe the honesty of their struggle portrayed in the movie.
You don't have the good guy, the bad guy, and you have a lot of random, sort of what would seem like random violence, but on the other hand, violence itself is a very random thing, right? And these people that we're seeing a story about are all good, bad, and shades in between. A very, it's a very real look at the human condition.
Patrick says the film was challenging for him on many levels.
I didn't know how to ride. I had to learn how to ride, and so that was difficult. And the train and the heat and all those other things. And somewhat of a responsibility to, when you're dealing with something, a page that hasn't been turned truly in history, you want to bring something to it.
Now, we crossing to Mexico tomorrow?
That's right.
I think we ought to send some of them scouts back, because I don't trust them down south of the border. Geronimo's got a couple of them spooked, and they're starting to wonder if they're on the wrong side.
I don't think so, Mr. Sieber.
Robert Duvall is the chief of scouts, Al Sieber. He's the rough-riding, battle-worn man who helps track the elusive Geronimo. Duvall says there's a part of Sieber that is much like him.
I'm sure I am, because I did it, so I must be me doing it. I must be something about me like him, yeah. Yeah, the outdoors, horsemanship, certain things I do like, yeah.
There are also some things he didn't like, such as having his part severely reduced in the final cut.
I'm not the main guy, so that, you know, I said, if they're going to pay me that much money to do so little, then fine. Let them do it. But, you know, I was cut out, and a lot of my character didn't make sense to me when I saw it. One horse shot out, and then the next horse shot out. There was a through line where the joke, it was a payoff, you know, in that. But, you know, it still came off, you know, I mean, the points were made enough, you know, because you can't cover everybody, you know, you have to dwell with Geronimo.
And the film did deal with Geronimo, and did so without controversy, something rarely seen when Hollywood recreates historic events.
Indians were involved from the beginning. They were involved with the script. They're all technical aspects of, you know, of clothing, of huts, of culture. And so not only was their input desired, it was needed.
Duvall never worried about controversy, nor did he choose the role to try to be politically correct.
I could care less. If I'm going to play a character, I'm not going to, because political correctness, this town comes secondary to the dollar anyway, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know, I mean, there are always people say you didn't go far enough, but I think it's good, though, that, I think it is good, though, that the Indians played Indians, and that they were given a better look, I mean, a better view of the Indian in this picture. I think that's good. If that's political correctness, that's good. But as far as my character, I could care less what people think about that guy. Because I have to try to put together what I think was true to that time and era.
So why'd I try to change Apache ways?
Patrick says Geronimo, in a sense, has come to symbolize the hard-fought battle the Native American endured to save its spirit.
I think Geronimo has become a representative of the whole struggle, and certainly in a warrior sense, and the brutality of it. And this, I think, gives a little inkling into the emotional pain that forged that brutality, and ultimately, you know, the structure and tapestry of this country.
Legendary Hollywood starlet Marilyn Monroe died 30 years ago, but that hasn't stopped her fans from bringing her back from the dead. This time, Marilyn fans filled the foyer of the Pantages Theater to buy the first issue of the private collection collector cards and posters.
The charisma factor and how would you say, the talent in her is so outstanding, it lives forever.
And the fans were so busy buying Marilyn collector cards, they failed to notice the blonde bombshell standing in the hot sun across the street.
I'm fascinated with her. My whole house is full of Marilyn Monroe. 100
photos of Marilyn taken by the late photographer André Didien make up the first series of collector cards. Michelle Justice, co-founder of the All About Marilyn fan club, was invited to reveal 6 photos in the collection, which have never before been shown to the public. And I don't believe Michelle ever caught a glimpse of them either.
They stopped in Zuma Beach and took a series of photographs, which includes this particular shot. Sorry. It's a switch.
And as the photos were being unveiled, Marilyn was picked up and delivered by limousine to the ceremony. The curvaceous icon was very kind to her fans and looked remarkably well for having been dead for 3 decades.
I think they're wonderful. They're the ones. They're the stars. They're wonderful.
What was amazing was that Marilyn's return to Hollywood Boulevard didn't shut down the city as one might have expected. But according to the Department of Water and Power, she did cause a slowdown.
Because we couldn't work in the street because the show was going on.
And as Marilyn, true to form, continued to pose for more photographers, her fans kicked out $2.50 for a pack of collector cards and $50 for a limited edition poster.
She just didn't have the standard go to work 9 to 5, come home and watch TV. It wasn't like that. Almost every day of her life was filled with adventure.
Marilyn Monroe is a big statement in the 20th century. She lives forever. She's still going on, even though she's dead.
The ones I think are really great is when she was Irma Jean before she became blonde, because you don't see too many of these pictures. So that to me is really special, and that's something that you don't see very often.
I just think she's like really pretty, and I think she did some stuff that's like really good.
Mickey Song, who claims to have been one of Marilyn Monroe's hairdressers, came out to add to his own private collection.
I did the last home out on Marilyn Monroe before she went on stage to sing Happy Birthday to President Kennedy.
But today, the spotlight was on pictures, not hair. So just moments before Marilyn returned to the great beyond, she selected her favorite pose from her card collection.
This was my favorite.
From Hollywood and locations around the world, this is World Entertainment News.
Ellos peleaban para el mismo bando. Pero no por los mismos ideales.
Just cover this up. I think we got him trapped.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Good night, asshole.
Dolph Lundgren.
I'm giving you orders.
Han regresado del infierno para ponerle fin a su duelo mortal.
Got you now, boy. I don't want to hurt you.
Universal Soldier. Estreno, domingo 17 de abril por HBO Olé.
Solo por HBO Olé. Si te metiste en un lío...
At what point did you shoot the clerk?
What? Un gran lío.
You need to call an attorney, a great attorney.
¿A quién vas a llamar?
My cousin Vinny.
Now, didn't I tell you dress appropriately?
You were serious about that?
The way you handled that judge, oh, you're a smooth talker.
La ganadora del Oscar, Marisa Tomei, Ralph Macchio y Joe Pesci en My Cousin Vinny.
¡Wow!
Estreno domingo 3 de abril por HBO Olé.
Deadlocked without warrant. Prisoners of honor will cross. Getting them. Women and men too. Cast a deadly spell.
En HBO Olé, las mejores películas, siga con Heaven Can Wait, la gran oportunidad de un Casanova.
La siguiente es una película clase B.